everyone, and welcome to Fistful of Feminism. My name is Monica, and today I want to talk about the new Ghostbusters film. I saw the film yesterday, and I just have some things to say about it, not in scripted form, but rather just saying what I need to say. Before I even go into the movie itself, we have to acknowledge that this movie barely had a chance, even when it was just announced. Because as soon as you say a reboot, including 4 female leads, the world just goes crazy. Men from all corners of the earth band together and scream that something is being taken away from them. So the trailer ended up having like the most dislikes in YouTube history, and the amount of sexist comments about the fact that there were going to be 4 women portraying the characters was just absurd. Like, it wasn't even hidden. It was just, oh, 4 girls? Wow, they're ruining everything because women can't do anything, right? Good to know, okay? Women can't do Ghostbusters, women can't be in Star Wars films, women just, like, don't have a place in film at all. Good to know. But yeah, so all of that made this film, whether it was intended to or not, an extremely politicized film. And that's a bit of what I'm going to be talking about today, the political ramifications of a movie like this. I'm going to go ahead and say it, I really liked the Ghostbusters film. And the thing about it was that I liked it for what it was. I wasn't going in expecting some story that was going to blow my mind. I was going in for 4 women kicking ghost butt. And that is exactly what I got. Although this wasn't my favorite movie ever, I loved the characterization, I loved the comedy that these women brought, and although there were moments where I didn't laugh, I thought that was okay because I'm okay with that. Although I think the film could have done better in terms of representation, it was very, very refreshing to see 4 women and a secretary being a man. And I am jumping on the Kate McKinnon bandwagon because I had never really seen her in much before. I knew that she did some stuff with SNL and she was really funny, but I fell in love just like everyone else. Oh my god. So that was me liking the film for what it is and for what it presented, and for seeing myself represented in a franchise that I didn't feel represented in before. Awesome. Now let's back it up and talk about the political ramifications for just a second. So what I've seen a lot on the internet are articles that are specifically criticizing films like Ghostbusters or Star Wars for specifically their storytelling. And the thing is that that's great if you want to talk about storytelling in movies. All for it. I'm a storyteller. That's definitely something we should be looking at. But there is an overwhelmingly different amount of criticisms towards movies with more representation and more female characters than like any other crappy storytelling movie that I have ever seen. And that just goes to show that a lot of people are taking their internalized biases and just finding a new way to talk about it in a way that seems socially acceptable. So it's so much easier to criticize a movie with female leads for storytelling errors than it is for any other mediocre dude film, which I could list so many different ones. Every Adam Sandler movie, just like almost every crappy comedy that is put out there that may have a lot of SNL dudes, those never get criticized as much for storytelling because people understand, oh, it's a comedy, that's just what it is. Men just get this blank slate in comedies, and women have to constantly work harder to get the same laughs, to get the same respect, to get the same appreciation for pretty much exactly equal work. And I would argue that in this Ghostbusters film, some of these women went above and beyond, so what's the deal? I'm just really, really bothered that people aren't seeing in themselves that they are criticizing more films that have better representation, that have more women, more often than they are criticizing mediocre dude films. 'Tis a double standard. Let's talk about Leslie Jones and Twitter. So Leslie Jones is one of the stars of the new Ghostbusters film, and apparently one of the only black women in the universe, which makes me sad because I want more representation on that front. But Leslie is so funny in this film. And just a couple of days ago, Leslie received thousands and thousands of racist, sexist tweets headed in her direction. I don't even want to really talk about the kinds of things that were being sent her way because that's not the important thing. The important thing is that Leslie Jones just decided to make a movie, and because she is a strong black woman portrayed in this film and has an amazing part in this movie, people completely attacked her and made her quit Twitter. You can clearly see that because of the compounded systems of oppression, she has faced the most harassment out of all of the women, and that just hurts my heart so much. It's 2016, and we can't have a movie or a reboot with 4 women being themselves and being scientists and without racist, sexist tweets, harassment, threats coming their way. It makes 0 sense. And just as a reminder, men do not own the original Ghostbusters. Women enjoyed those films too. So the whole thing of people having their childhood taken away, it's like, fuck you. It doesn't belong to you. It belongs to everyone. And although the representation in the original movies was really, really bad, that doesn't mean that the story belongs to you because you're a man. After I went to go see Ghostbusters, I ended up watching the original again. I don't know why I hadn't done that before I went to the movies. I'd seen the original, but it had been so long, and I'd seen it over my childhood, kind of pieced all over because it was on TV a lot. So I rewatched it. And the thing is that, like, going through all of this and seeing the backlash and the harassment that these women had faced, and the fact that this movie had, like, no chance, even right from the beginning, to have any space free from trolls, basically, rewatching the original movie, the first, like, 10 minutes is the most sexist shit I have ever seen. And I didn't remember that because I didn't have a very big grasp on sexism when I was younger. But Bill Murray's character is the creepiest guy ever. Like, the opening of the movie, we see him abusing his power to manipulate a woman. Throughout the movie, he does some weird, really rapey things that make you so uncomfortable and should not be okay at all. It's just like, looking back, yes, I get the nostalgia factor and all of that, but weren't we happy to leave that behind and leave it in the past and just create a new thing? The new Ghostbusters film kind of stands alone. It's its own thing. And not to mention that some of the stars of the original Ghostbusters came back to support this new cast. So people that are saying that it's being ruined, like, why don't you just take a step back from your sexist self and just take a breather? I just needed to get this out after watching the Ghostbusters film, and even though, again, it wasn't my favorite film ever, it did so much for so many people. When I talk pretty consistently throughout all of my videos about representation, what you have to remember is that some of that representation isn't for everyone. So if you're a guy and you go to the new Ghostbusters film and you don't feel the same representation feels that someone else does, that's okay. Not everyone was supposed to be included in that, and that is okay, because women have not had that representation in that movie before. Just, it's not for you. It's not for you. And even though something is not for you, that doesn't mean you can't enjoy it. Trust me, women have been doing that forever. forever. We have seen that we are not allowed in so many nerd clubs, and we're not allowed to be in Star Wars, we're not allowed to be in this, we're not allowed to be in this, except if we're sexual objects. Believe me, we have seen that and still enjoyed some of that. Like, we know. Basically what I'm saying is that I had a lot of fun at the Ghostbusters film, and I will probably go again. Even though the storytelling isn't immaculate, I can't think of many movies that come out where the storytelling is immaculate. So let's just send some love to the Ghostbusters ladies, because I really, really enjoyed their performances. I stand with Leslie Jones. Send love her way.
If there's something strange in your neighborhood, who you gonna call?
Hey, McKinnon! Alright, thank you all so much for watching. I know this was a little bit all over the place, but that's okay, because that's how I'm feeling right now, and that's what I filmed. This is also episode 20 of Fistful of Feminism, which means that season 2 is officially done. What is this? Drop the season? I don't know. I have decided that season 2 is coming to an end. I'm not completely sure whether I'm going to complete a official season 3, or if I'm just going to do away with the seasons and just do videos. I haven't really decided that yet. But stay tuned for the next couple of episodes, because that will be decided in those. And as always, if you like, you can subscribe and go there and da-da-da-da-da. And I will see you not next Friday, but the Friday after that. Okay, bye!
If there's something strange in your neighborhood, who you gonna call? Ghostbusters!